Thank you for staying with us. Talking Point is up next. Today we are receiving a national and continental youth leader. Nkengafric Ernest is the divisional president of the Cameroon National Youth Council for Libialem in the Southwest region and continental president of Africa Patriotic Youth Council Movement, founder of Nkengafric Multi-Service Youth and Business Development Association. Nkengafric Ernest, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Mr. Babula Jonathan. It's my pleasure to be here to talk on issues concerning the youth in Cameroon and beyond.
Right, you're from Libialem in the, notably from Fontem,
yes,
in the Libialem division, southwest region of Cameroon. When's the last time you visited your village?
3 days back, I'm 14 and 15. I have to visit the Fontem, part of my village, and I realize that the insecurity and challenges of the crisis is still chopping off developmental activities in the division, especially the recent killings in Sota, part of my division as well. It is a very sad situation. As we see, things are not moving the way we expect as young people to see it move.
What did you see? What did you hear?
What I saw is that looking at the division today, you hardly find people. Life is not the way it used to be before, and a village where, or a quarter where you used to have 20, maybe let's say 100 people, you can barely find 20 persons there, which even the few people that are there, they are just there because they don't have an option. Because you cannot imagine that for the past 4 years there is no the market that the people living back home they can visit to buy their common needs is not operational, and they have to maybe send things from Chang to other neighboring places where they can get basic things. And concerning education and other things, everything is grounded, so it is not a positive feedback when you visit the BLM today, and if you had visited the BLM 4 years back.
You certainly met some of the few persons who are living, who are still there. What did they tell you?
They just have to say that they pray that this crisis comes to an end and they see how life can return to normalcy so that they carry out their activities as usual. So their experience is that they don't have enough to take care of themselves, because even they struggle to do little things they can do, they don't have access to exhibit them so that it can bring them income.
Right, you are the divisional president of the Cameroon National Youth Council for Libialem. Did you meet some of the young people?
Actually, I met some of the young people who are doing Okada business and other farming, but they still complain the same. The complaint remains the same. When the country is in crisis, everybody is in crisis automatically. So you cannot expect this hardship for the past 4 years for someone to tell you that things are okay. So the basic understanding is that a lot of people are still under hardship and they cannot actually confirm to you that things are normal, because you see yourself that things are not moving.
Right, so those who are still in the quarters within the communities, what did you tell them?
I have to just assure them that things will not happen like this forever. There is still hope that things will get better, especially when we compare the crisis we are facing today with the existing crisis that has affected other places of the world in the past. We've had wars and other things, but today you have our brothers and sisters flying to Germany after the First or the Second World War. Germany was destroyed. So today we still have our brothers and sisters dying in the Mediterranean Sea to fly to those countries. Therefore shows that all hopes is not gone. Even in difficult times like this, we still have to retain optimism for the better future tomorrow.
Many of the young people in the Libialem division who are under your responsibility as the divisional president of the National Youth Council today in the bushes, not within the communities like some of those that you met who are doing some activities like commercial bike riding within the communities. Many of them are in the bushes, carrying guns, fighting. What did you tell those ones? Did you go looking for them? Have you been able to?
Yeah, those people carrying guns and ammunition, I think it is impossible to see them the way we see common people. Those are not common people as we can put them now, because a common man is harmless. For you to be harmful, it means that you are not a common man. So it's difficult to assess those people. But whatever I try to say is that killing is a bad thing, and there is no way from any direction that a reasonable man would support any form of killing. Therefore, we hope to see that the authority in different camps have to let go the attitude of killing and preach peace and unity, so that we can have hope. As young people are devastated because of the poor management of, you have to first of all understand that BLM is a difficult terrain to access. Before the crisis, they have challenges of road and other developmental challenges. So if the crisis is so much difficult in the BLM today, is due to some of those challenges that were being neglected perhaps by the government. So we call on the government to implement some of those developmental projects that can give people hopes, because only preaching that things will come back to normal. The question is, what happened when things were normal? Were there good roads? Were there good market? Were there good facilities for them to carry out their activities normally? So preaching that things to go back to normal is not enough. But presenting how things are going to be normal is better.
Presenting how things are going to be normal is better. Now, you're also a continental leader.
Yes.
What are you telling the young people on the continent who are still struggling to have their daily bread? Some of them dying in the desert, some of them dying in the Mediterranean, struggling to get overseas for greener pastures, and so on.
Brother Jonathan, I'm so grateful you asked me that question, because our vision for the African Patriotic Youth Council movement, our vision for African Patriotic Youth Council is African for Africans and African solutions to African problems. Because today we young Africans believe that we have all the necessary skills to resolve African problems. But unfortunately, we have a leadership in place, not only in Cameroon, but within the continent, that do not give young people a chance to demonstrate their ability. So we, as young people, we believe that instead of only criticizing the government or talking evil things about the system, we should start bringing our ideas together to see how we can start doing something on our own without necessarily hoping on the government. For instance, if we get engaged in agriculture, if we get engaged in digital economic commerce and other things that are beyond any control of third party, we can excel in that direction.
All right. We'll certainly have another opportunity to talk more about that, those interesting routes which you identified for young people to be able to be financially independent, financially and economically viable, and of course support in nation building and the building, of course, of the continent. Thanks so much, Nkengafric Ernest, National and Continental Youth Leader. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. This is where we end this edition of the news on Equinox Television. Equinox War comes up next with Sergio Lengoto.